Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori Schickalone and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch Take 3. I don't believe it. Oh, I can't believe it. The first one, I was on a tangent about something and I totally lost my train of thought. I said, this will not do. Delete. The second one, no, I'm videotaping. It's going okay, and all of a sudden it says your battery is low, and I'm on my laptop. And I'm like, but it's plugged in the wall. But I think what happened when I was moving it to see if I was going to do it up higher or lower, I think when I tugged at it, I undid the power cord to the computer. So I says, excuse me while I reach over and do the, plug it back in. And I accidentally hit the corner of the machine and turned it off. The computer down. So I rebooted it. And when I went to the old one, I wanted to see if I can, like if it was able to like just be paused and then I could maybe just add on to it, but I didn't know how to do that and it gave me no option of possibly doing that. So maybe I have learned exactly what to say and I can say it a lot quicker and share more with you. I have lots to share with you, so I'm going to get right into it. First thing, updates. Amy said yes to the dress, and we're thrilled. She looked gorgeous in this dress. I love it. Can't wait to share with you. After the wedding, I'll show pictures. I probably won't be able to insert them, but I'll probably post them on Instagram if they allow me. I don't see why not. I know they want to be the first ones, maybe. Whatever. I'll share. So that's great news. The next thing on their list, I believe, is the music. So that ought to be interesting. They're looking to for some live music, so that's exciting. The other thing is my great nieces Ava and Sophia. Ava's 8, Sophia's 10, competed in a dance competition in a town about 30 minutes from me. And Sal and I went down to see them dance, and I'm sitting down in the audience and like tears are streaming down my face because it's just so moving that they at such a young age that they couldn't do this, and oh, I loved it. Ava came in first place in her division. She's the 8 years old, and she was invited to perform at nationals. And Sophia is 10 years old, but she dances up in with the upper age students. Like they could be students in there that are 16, 17, and up to 18. So she came in third place. Oh, I think that's amazing. Good job, girls. You go. You rock. They watch my channel. So hi, girls. Okay, so that was the last of their competition this year. Yeah, they're going to be dancing now through summer. Summer not as much, but they have to put in so many weeks, and that's exciting for them. So I'm happy for them. We had a meetup at the library this past Tuesday, and we decided that this coming Tuesday we were going to start our crochet baskets. I'll put in the link if anybody's interested in crochet baskets. It's Jayda in Stitches, and I'll put it down in the drop down box below. We had a meetup at the library. I'll go back to the library before I talk about the stitching store. We had at the library, which was basically, you know, most people would quilt because it was a quilting group. 4 of us now are cross-stitching as well. You know, other people are still quilting and knitting and crocheting. So it's an array of different crafts that we're all just getting together and doing together and getting out of the house and doing it with someone. So it's a nice change. I also had a meetup at Needleworkers Delight yesterday. Unfortunately, I was a little under the weather, so I didn't stay the whole time, but I felt even worse because I don't see these people that often. So, but I was achy, and I don't know if it was allergies, but I did have a tumble earlier in the week, and my shoulder was killing me, and so I ended up leaving, but not before I saw everybody's projects, and Dee Abrams finished, fully finished Lion by, it's something like Strickland Von something or other, and it's gorgeous, in a gorgeous frame. She had it done at Michael's, and they did a really beautiful job for her. And so she shared that with us, and then she also shared her Little Sheep Virtues. She did it all on one piece, and it's beautiful. I think I'm going to put that on my to-do list. Also there was Arlene Cohen, and it was nice to see the mind of a designer at work. She was in the process of picking some fabrics and colors. So it was interesting to see how things emerge from a designer's standpoint. Then Meghan Laster, she also does YouTube videos, and she was working on Hawk Run Hollow, but she is going for her black belt in karate. So she won't be able to be at the next meetup, which will be at Barbara Nelson's house, because she's going for her black belt. So good luck, Megan. And let's see, any other floss tuber? Oh, Lily at 42 Stitches happened to walk in. She lives up in Connecticut, and she came down to visit her in-laws, who doesn't live too far from the store, and she decided to take a ride over and see what was new at the store and what you can buy, and just happened to see us. And so we were all excited because I hadn't seen her since last May at the last New Jersey retreat. So it was fun catching up with her and seeing what she's been up to. And so it was a good 2 weeks since we last, you and I, have been together. So it was all good. And I'm going to get into other stuff now. I'm going to turn the page so that I just don't forget anything. The first thing I'm going to start with are quilts. And I'll be very short with them. This quilt here is a little bunny quilt. The center, it's all cotton fabrics except the center is felt, and it's hand stitched with the black blanket stitch. So the bunny is white, so it's hard to see on a little pink background. But the pattern came from this book, Sweet Nursery Chic, and you could make it into a little quilt, you could make it into a pillow, you could make it into a wall hanging. So those are, that's where I got the pattern from this one. The other, since I taped this twice already before this time, and I was showing another quilt that I had hanging right beside this one, I was talking about it, but you couldn't appreciate what I was talking about because it was too far away, so I took it down. And this I call Penelope Rose. And Penelope is, the fabric is cut out. The little pattern pieces are roughly cut out and placed on a black felt. Now this happens to be black wool, and what I did was I felted a sweater that I had that originally got caught in the wash, and it was wool and it shrunk, and so I had no use for it. So I then put it back in the wash and fully felted it, and so when you cut it, it doesn't fray. And then you lay these pieces on top, and then you just do a little stitch to hold it down. The ends are all raw, so it might fray after a while, but I don't foresee it fraying off the piece. The flowers were embroidered, and the background is just a print that I machine quilted before I put the backing on. And that's it. That's my Penelope Rose. And this pattern came from Quilting Arts. There's a TV show on Create TV called Quilting Arts. And I purchased the series, the first 12 seasons, on disc. And I got it from one of those shows. So that's that. Oh, and the last quilt I'm going to show is, I took this down last spring, but I didn't show it to you before I put it away and put my little house quilt up there. This is one of the first pieces that I did a stippling stitch. I was practicing my stippling stitch, which is a free motion stitch in these corner areas. I don't know if you'll see much of it, but it's a wall hanging, and it is pinwheels. So this hangs in the family room, and I leave it out all summer long because it's that kind of quilt. The colors are light and airy and bright, and so I leave that out all summer until I put the winter one back on, because those are two large quilts that I just interchange per half year. I don't foresee making any big quilts. But I am getting the urge to quilt again. Seeing all everybody quilting and showing their quilts, I'm like getting the itch. So eventually. Okay, some good happy mail. I entered a giveaway that Leslie Hurley was holding, and it was a Brenda Gervais pattern, Welcome Spring. And I went to, like I said, Needleworkers, and if I purchased some fabric, which I'll show you in a while, and if I have a fabric that I could put this on, which I think I might start this in April. I probably won't finish it before Easter because I only work on the 2-day rotation. So I might squeeze that one in there. So thank you, Leslie. And the other one, Shirl McKinney, who is Tranquil Stitchers, she was having a giveaway and I didn't win it. But what happened was I was watching her video, and she was saying how she really loved keys. She had this thing for keys. And I had just finished Shakespeare's Peddler Antique Locks and Keys. And so I sent her a private message, and I says, I have this pattern. Would you be interested in stitching it? And she said, yes. So I sent it to her. And then she was having a giveaway, and I entered, but I didn't win. But she happened to have two copies of the same pattern, and she said she was stitching the other one. If I wouldn't mind, she would send it to me after she was done, and I says I would be thrilled to have it. So this is an Abbey Rose design, and it's no matter how hard the winter, spring is sure to come. But I like to stitch this one. I don't want to do another drum. I would like to do that little piece. So I think it's so pretty. And she included, which I love, gassed thread, and it's showing up blue, but in real life it's more of a greeny blue, if that's such a word. It's called, the color is called something blue, and I love the way it's showing up on screen. So that'll be interesting. I love that. And she included a free pattern, an Isabella Lickford, a little sampler that she included. So thank you so much, Shirl. I love it, love it. Can't wait to start. I think I'm going to see if I can sneak that in April too. The other thing I wanted to show you was, I showed this before, it's the Needleworkers notebook for cross stitch. And I have been filling it out, and I would, this is Snow White, for instance. Let's see which, this side, Snow White. And I put in the colors that I'm using, fabrics, when I start it, and so it keeps track of that. But what I also do, and it's kind of repetitious, but this seems to work a little bit faster for me. I write the name of the pattern. Don't look at my messy handwriting because I'm always in a rush doing this. But I write the name of the pattern, and then after I write all the colors, fabrics, numbers that I'm using. So what happens is, if I'm stitching something and I realize I don't have one of the colors, and I go to my drawer where I have all my colors, and it's not there, then I look into this book and I scan real quickly where it is. And if I find it in another pattern, another kitted up piece, I will pull it from there and use it, and then put it back into that one. And I make notations in this book of, for instance, high heels. If I pull something from that because I need that green in another piece, I will then put where I put it, and I'll put it on both. So like I know if I should lose it and forget to put it back where I had it originally, I know that where it is, that I won't go crazy. Like whenever I work on something, if I know I pulled a thread, I'll either put it back or I'll mark it down. That's just to keep track, and so that I don't have to like go crazy looking for each and every bag and stuff. Okay, enough of that. I only had one finish this period, and that was the year of celebrations, and I finished June. It is this one right here. You can see it better. I did it on a 14 count Aida because it comes out the same size if I did it on a 28 count. And this is Vintage Blue Whisper. Let's see if I... kind of blends in with the wall when I do this. It's a blue and white, like clouds almost. And I thought that would be great for June, July, and August. So I won't finish this until I do July, and then I'll be able to cut it, and then I won't fully finish July until I do August, so that I have something to put in the hoop to hold taut, because I like to work with taut fabrics. So this is the only finish that I had this period, but not to pull it out again, I will start July in my April rotation because of my new starts. This one I brought to Needleworkers Delight with me yesterday. It is the Primitive Hair Snow White, and it's still on the Q-Snap because today's the last day of March. So yesterday and today are the 2 days that I will be putting in on this one. And what I did was this part of her skirt, and I started here. So today I will do this center color. I guess that it's like a burgundy. It doesn't show well from the picture, but it's this burgundy color that is here, the top part of her dress, and that will go in the center down here, and then I'll come down and continue with the pewter gray. Aged pewter, actually, it's called. So that's going to be my second day today. And another whip. This is the whip that I only put in one day. Or was it Jayda? I didn't do much stitching on this one. This is Puntini Puntini Welcome Summer. And the only thing I was able to get in this time was the start of that first cabana. Yeah, I think for some reason, I guess, yeah, I didn't do much stitching this week. It's funny because everybody was teasing me yesterday, which I take as a compliment, because they were saying, like, and somebody even asked me on my questions below, how many hours do I stitch, and when do I stitch, and how do I get so much accomplished? And I stitch at night, and everybody laughed at me because, like, they stitch at night and they don't get as much accomplished. But like, I can start anywhere from, depends what time we have dinner. A lot of times 7 I'm still doing cleaning up the kitchen and things like that, but 7:30 I should be starting to stitch, and I stitch until about 10:30, 11, and then I stop stitching because I'm usually still like wide awake, and then I can't go to sleep. So then I stop stitching and I start watching TV without doing anything until I nod off, and then I know it's time to go up. So, and during the day, if, you know, usually it's, you know, the household chores that everybody has to do, and if we have any running around to do, I'll go out with my husband just to get out of the house. And then, like, right before dinner, you know, starting dinner, if we have like an hour or so, then maybe I would pick up the stitching and do an hour then. But that's it. I don't stitch in the morning. When I have coffee in the morning, I'm usually catching up on YouTube because there are so many YouTubers out there. And I like to see new people, but I also like to catch up with old friends. And so I start my day usually with YouTube. And if I'm stitching, sometimes I'll be watching YouTube. So sometimes on Saturday and Sunday I might get a little bit more in, but then again, like last Sunday when everybody was over, I got none in. Okay, the next one that I worked on is Jenny Bean and Friends. And actually, I showed you a copy, my working copy. Here's a color copy, but it really doesn't do it too much justice. And since you've last seen it, I totally finished the house. The numbers at the year at the top had to be filled in, which it is, and the door had to be done. I did the letters D and H, and I did the tree, the fence, and the start of the next house. Now the next house, it looks like a Dalmatian, the way it's, if you can see it here. I don't know if you could, like spotted like that. So I'm going to have to pay a lot of attention. So I'm hoping to finish that house in the next rotation of this pattern. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy all the patterns that I'm working on, which is nice because I always look forward to stitching them because I enjoy them so much. The next one's Lila Studios Holiday Quaker. That's the pattern. And actually I ran out of thread. So, so I had to skip around. I was working on this top motif and I left out like a little piece here, and 2 more squares have to go in each of the side bottoms here. And then I started the inside of this block. Yeah. So this is where it is in a full view. It looks like, on my end, it looks like it's washed out for you. That might be better. And I'm doing it on a 28 count Lugana that was dyed specifically for this pattern. So they never gave me the name at Needleworkers. They dyed it, but they never gave me the name. They just said, do you want it more blue or more gray? And I asked for it to be more gray. So just moving my projects over so that I can share them with you. The next one I worked on was Joy by RETM. And here is the picture of Joy. I worked on the O and the Y, and I guess it's baby Jesus and Joseph. So the center of the O is baby Jesus, and then Joseph is on the Y. This is where I am. So before I do the bottom of the Y, I'm going to do the motif here to make sure that I'm on track. With these Quaker patterns, you know, you just want to always make sure that your lines are even, because from counting over it, all it takes is a half of a line to stitch wrong. So anyway, this is on a 28 count antique white Lugana. The next one is Early Americans, and I had just finished this time John Hancock's house, and I started Martha Washington. So Martha's house is a big house with a lot of white and a lot of windows. So I'm sure it's going to take me maybe more than 2 days, but the next, I do everything on a 2-day rotation, so I would love to finish this in 2 days, but no promises. This is done on an 18 count Ada vintage country mocha. Vintage mocha. Okay, high heels. I'm loving this. I love it when you put in the back stitch and it starts to come to life. So the last time I did the heel, I think, did I do one flower maybe? So I had to do all the flowers up at the top and then came down on the bottom of the shoe. And this is also done on a 28 count Lugana. This is the first shoe, second shoe, and that's where I am. I'm hoping to finish this in the next 2-day rotation of these flowers at the bottom of the shoe. I should be able to do that. So that's exciting. Have a finish, and then I'll go out and look for a frame. And the final whip that I worked on since we've met was the Joan Elliott snowman pattern. And I didn't do any back stitching this time, but I think I will next time, because I love, I love seeing it come to life with back stitching. So last time you saw it, I had part of the hat and the white. I started off with frogging this section here because it was off, basically. So I stitched his face, his nose, mouth, and I started his scarf. So I'm going to finish the scarf, and that should allow me the room to do the back stitching in the hat, the face, up to his chin, and leave the scarf for the next section after I've done that. So, oh, it's so much fun. I love it. You know, it's so nice to work on something 2 days, put it away, and still want to work on it, so that when you take it out the next time, you're still like, oh, this is great. Okay, April starts tomorrow. Okay, in no particular order because I change every day. I look at what 2 days or what days of the week they are on. So Tuesdays, if I bring something to the library, I want to make sure it's something that I don't have to pay a lot of attention to where I can make a mistake. So in no particular order, this is the Tiny Modernist Birdcage Biscogne. I love that. So this is my hope to finish this before August. And I'm just doing it on it might be a 16 count Aida, white Aida, because it looks like that's what they did. It looks like an Aida. I have the threads in each of the bags. The next start that I'm going to be having is, I'm not sure I like this fabric for it, but it seems to match, is Liberty Lane, Country Cottage Needleworks, Liberty Lane, and I'm going to do it on a Country Mocha, Vintage Aida Country Mocha. It is called that. But if you look at it with the pattern, it kind of matches. I'm going to use the colors that Priscilla charted them for. I went on her blog. I think it's Priscilla 2000, blogspot.com, and I wrote down all the colors that she used, and she wrote down where she used them, which was nice. So I wrote that all down, and hopefully I won't make a mistake and skip around and make a mistake. The next one I'm going to be starting is Little House Needleworks, Home of a Needleworker. I've seen this for 2 years, and I purchased it, and it just kept being put off, and I love it. So I'm starting it, and I'm going to try that on a 16 count doubloon Aida. It's pretty. I got this is a picture this plus fabric. The next one is Let's Do Coffee, Ursula Michael. And I think this will be fun because it's different. It's just a lot of back stitching. It's cross stitching, but back stitching. And I'm going to do that on Country Mocha again, 14 count. Even though hers is lighter, I'm going to be working with a DMC 801, which is a chocolate brown. And I'm going to do the whole thing in one piece. And I bought another skein. The next one is Tralala Collection, Alice. I had thought I wasn't going to do this until like later on in the year or next year, but I don't know. To me, it reminds me of Easter, spring, and I don't have much spring stuff. And I'm going to try doing that, even though this is on like a off-white cream colored fabric. I'm going to see how it looks on a blue. And the only thing I have to make sure is the blue will show up. But I pulled some blues, and yeah, I hope it comes out as I'm thinking it's going to come out. I really like that. And let's see what else. Okay, this is again collection Tralala, and I do not know French, but that says egg hunt. And I love this pattern. And I'm doing it on a 28 count white Lugana. Don't fall, don't fall. Then I'm starting, it's going to be a Lizzie Kate. I'm going to be doing something maybe from this, and it's going to be for a giveaway. Well, it's not a giveaway, it's when you go to retreat and you do a swap. So I might do something from here. I'm not going to show you as I've stitched it or what I'm stitching on or how I'm going to finish it, because I'm going to try and do some different things with it. But I'll take pictures, and then after our retreat I'll share it with you. But that'll take time in the rotation. And then I think, now our 40th wedding anniversary is April 7th, and my birthday is April 8th, and I will be of Medicare age. A lot of you will understand how old that is. So, so it's a special time, and I don't know if I'll actually do it on my birthday, because I don't know what my husband has planned for us, but whatever. But this is what I want to start. It's a Nora Corbett, and it's geranium, and I think she is so pretty. So pretty. And I'm going to do her on, it's a 28 count Lugana in Blue Dynasty. Look how pretty that is. So that's like one of my, well, they're all exciting to me because I want to stitch them all. Okay, and then I might add the one from, I don't know. That's like, I don't know, 7 or 8 starts right there. And then I want to do the rest of the month in WIPS, and then I'm going to try and get back to you around the 15th, 16th of April, and then maybe during Easter break for the schools, maybe Rebecca will join us, and we'll see what she's been up to. I'll show you any progress I made since then, and I know we have to talk about Stitch Mania. I'll be starting more new starts. Everybody's asking me about, why do you want to have so many WIPs? Like, what is this thing? You know, like people that are playing along with the magical stitches and Hogwarts and all that, they have things to pick from to make it work. And basically, Farm Girls Stitch 9 challenge was for that you had 9 starts and you're going to finish 9 of them. But I didn't. So it was, I don't know, it's exciting to have WIPs, and it's exciting to work on everything. So that's my thought behind it, and working on 2 days, and then after so many months it'll be finished. You do a fully finish, and you pick up something new. So I'm looking to do, like, I don't know, maybe 40-50 WIPs up to that amount. And then what I'll do, like I said before, I will finish 2, start another one. Okay, the giveaways. I pulled the numbers right before we got on. So these are the winners, and if you can message me on Instagram, that would be the easiest, but I will put down my email address below. Some people go through, some people I don't get. So hopefully through the 2 of them, we'll move forward. The first one was a quilt pattern, and it was the Baltimore Star, and Diana Zazlow won that one. Congratulations, Diana. The next one was the Gathering of 8 Angels, and it's a Debbie Mum pattern, and the winner is Joanne Oberfell. So congratulations, Joanne. Send me your address and I'll get this out to you. Next, back into cross stitching, Bent Creek Summer Row, and it's Jan Grandle. And it was funny because I was looking at the book, the cross stitch notebook that I made a comment, and I wrote down in this pattern that one of the triangles, the triangle is facing one way, and in the chart it's facing the other way. So just a heads up on that one. And then the last one was a Plum Street Ghoul Tidings, and the winner of that is Daniela Redlin. Congratulations. And so if you contact me, I will get that into the mail as soon as possible. Love sharing with you. Oh, one last thing, if those of you who are interested, is my haul for those that want to cut out now. Have a great week. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming back all the time. I enjoy this. And okay, so I got a lot of floss. Joanne's was, this is not all of it, but Joanne's was having a 30% off on floss. So I got with the ones that I needed from them. And then I picked up some, which I already put in packages at Needleworkers because they carry that as well. I got some Classic Colorworks and some gassed threads for pieces that I kitted up but were missing some. So those are the colors from that. The new patterns that I picked up is Waxing Moon Designs Spring House Trio. I have the Christmas or winter one. I guess it's winter one. And that's scheduled to start. I'm doing Christmas in July for anybody who wants to join me. As much Christmas patterns as possible in July. I'll start so many and then go into my WIPS. But so that's where the other one is going to start. Spring House 2 Trio, I don't know when, but I love that. And the other one that's been on my list that I finally got from, this I got from 123 Stitch. It is Plum Street Turkey Bay. Pam from Just Keep Stitching, Steph and Pam. Hi ladies. She's working on this now. And I love it. I love the colors. So pretty. I could put this in for May, for Mania, because May is, the theme is going to be autumn. So this would fit in there. I might sneak that in there. Then some fabrics that I picked up is, this is an 18 count Aida, really soft, and it's Golden Promise. It's like a yellowy. You could see it a little bit better back here actually. And then this is Swigert 28 count Lugana in ivory. It's just a solid color. And I think I'm going to be using this one for the Rosewood Manor Buckleberry sampler. This is a 28 count Lugana in mushroom. This mushroom is like almost like you can almost use it for any pattern. So it's a good color. So I just bought it, thinking of patterns that I could possibly use it for. This one is a 14 count Aida, ivory cream. It's like a beigey, and this one is for Prairie Schooler. I think that's in November. It's the Village, Country Village, I think it's called. And this one I bought from, it's a Swigert 28 count Lugana in Springfield. Yeah, Springfield Sage, the greeny color. And I remember working on this fabric and color before, and I really enjoyed it. So I saw it there and I bought it, because sometimes when you go back it's sold out and then you have to wait. So some things I bought with things in my intentions to do things on, and some a possibility for a future. So thank you for everybody who's returned. Thank you for everybody who comes back. Oh, I just said that. That's returned and coming back. It's the same thing. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, we're supposed to say sorry, not sorry, because that's who we are. And but I'm glad you come back, and every 2 weeks. I'm glad you leave comments. I enjoy, if I can't answer right away, I give you the heart, but I always try to go back and say thanks, if not more. And if you have any questions, please feel free. So crocheting is in the future. I'll show you progress on that. Quilting might be put off until May. Got to get through Easter. I'll be hosting, so a lot goes into that too. So, and hopefully Rebecca will be able to join us the week after Easter. Catch up with her. Alrighty, take care. Until next time, happy stitching, guys.